Good game, guy.
Welcome to Podtendo, a Nintendo podcast, where they analyze, reminisce, and replay the glory of old Nintendo games.
Hey guys, I'm not going to tell Tyson I'm starting. I'm just going to do this. This is Podtendo's Ultimate Tier Ranking List, where we've ranked every game. This is every game we've ever played on our podcast. We rank them all. We add to them when we do new podcasts. So yesterday, you guys, we heard Turok, Dinosaur Hunter for the N64, and we have to put it on this list today. So, there you go. Tyson, how you doing?
I'm doing good. How are you?
Yeah, can't complain.
That's
Can't
good.
complain. Yeah, no, not at all. Just like I couldn't complain about today's game. So what we have to do is, this is like a 10-minute addendum show. Just kind of keep tabs of where we're at. We're going to give you a quick review. So maybe you missed the pod yesterday. I do recommend listening to it. Was it that funny?
It's not bad.
I'm a critic. I'm not biased by any means. I'm like, it's okay. Like, it was fine. It was a fine show.
Could use some improvement.
Yeah.
Jesus, man, it's your own podcast. Be nice.
No, I can't do it. Can't be nice. So, we have to rank this. So this is mini version. Turok, one of the first person twin stick shooters ever on a console, right? Pretty revolutionary in that sense. They did kind of unfortunately get carried away and been like, man, people love platforming. Look at all the platforming challenges. That's the worst part of the game. The guns, the combat, it's fun. It's a lot of fun. The exploration, it's not bad. Platforming, no bueno. So with that, quick review. It's got cool lore that you could dive into. I don't know. Do you want to talk about certain parts of the game? How about the general gameplay? Pretty fun.
Yeah, decent. I had a lot of fun with it. I mean, a lot of cool guns, a lot of it's pleasantly enjoyable.
Okay.
I think that it's definitely overlooked. I'm happy that this game's pretty available for modern consoles, but yeah, it's solid.
Okay.
I think that I was expecting kind of a clunky time, and then after playing it for a little bit, I was impressed with how smooth and efficient it was, and how there was different weapons and different enemies. The environments kind of look samey.
Oh my gosh, the graphics in this game, and I'm ones to make fun of people for being like, oh, look at the graphics. The graphics are so good, but these graphics are actually just terrible.
Yeah,
They're
but you know what?
And clunky. And...
We get cool dinosaurs.
Yeah.
There's a sail guy. There's a velociraptor.
Tons of variety. Yeah.
T-Rex. There's a triceratops.
Yeah.
Aliens show up.
Like the five
demons are there.
You kill the same 5 guys the whole game. It's awesome.
Yeah. And there's 6 billion leapers.
Oh my gosh, so many.
Make a horrible squeaking sound and jump at you.
And stupid bugs that creep you out. So, gameplay, story-wise, it builds off a lot of lore. There's a lot going on kind of, how would you say that? Subtly, right? They're not in your face about a lot of what's going on in this game. So, that's kind of fun, maybe.
Yeah, I think so. It's got a lot of interesting things. I don't know if I headcanon something or if I read some notes somewhere or whatever, but I had my own kind of that's the story. But I like it because this game was there was a cool game manual that comes with this game back when they used to make cool game manuals. There was kind of a comic that came with this. There was all this kind of neat stuff that as a 90s kid you just couldn't get enough of, and to know that it's a first-person shooter that scratched.
One of the first. This is what's one of the first-person shooters too. That's it was revolutionary. In terms of what's popular nowadays with the Call of Duties and stuff like that. You owe a lot to this game, right? They did a lot right here off the beginning, and that's awesome. That's cool when people create something and it just sticks with us. Stands the test of time. So that's really neat. So the control-wise, it's not bad. It's just those little things, right? The graphics, you can't do anything with the graphics. They are clunky. They are what they are. The difficulty of this game, kind kind of arcadey, and I don't like arcade difficulty.
Yeah, and the enemies are a little bullet spongy, and sometimes they move too quick, so it's harder to hit some bosses, and you have to constantly be strafing. So it's good, but has its issues. So as for the rankings, do you know where you kind of want to put this?
I have so many questions for our past version of ourselves of like, why are certain games in certain places? Because lots of them make sense. I'm like, yeah, cool, awesome, cool. That makes sense. Yeah, why is that game there? You know? So I have a couple of those questions for us, but I'll hold off on asking those questions specifically. For myself, I am, yeah, you're right. I would almost describe this game as good, but flawed.
Yes,
So,
me too.
Because literally that is a category, I kind of feel like that's where it's going, right? So if you look at okay, but skippable, even though in my mind it is a contemporary to Shadows of the Empire, I think it's better than Shadows of the Empire. It's better than Banjo. It's better than The World Is Not Enough. Okay, right? So that, I think, gets it out of okay, but skippable.
I agree. Okay. Just for the simple, like, you don't need to beat people over the head with lore. Sometimes being vague is the best solution. Like, they create a cool world for us to run around in. And I'm even looking at, like, that top or that second line in Good But Flawed.
Ooh.
Because I'm like, there's a lot of games in there that this, I would say, goes kind of toe-to-toe with. Like GoldenEye, Donkey Kong, or Diddy Kong Racing.
But like Diddy Kong is so good top to bottom.
It is so good. And that's why I'm like, maybe even just, is it ahead of Tony Hawk?
Okay,
think yes.
Interesting. You know what? I was going to go closer to Star Fox 64.
Okay.
Right?
So
because I'm looking at this list, right? And it makes sense. I don't know why Evo is behind Mario Brothers. I guess it makes sense because it's kind of like an RPG. Okay. But like Pokemon, it's better than Pokemon. It's probably better than the original Mario Brothers. Is it better than Star Fox 64?
I think so. Both are kind of singular, like.
But Star Fox 64
has
is
that branching kind of world.
But like, what's the bad part?
Shooter.
Yeah, what's the bad part of Star Fox 64? Right? Like, what part has it?
It's just too linear, and it is just too short.
Okay.
Whereas I think Turok does have that issue.
Okay.
But it also has
But it's like too long, and the platforming sucks so much. Does it propel it too much further? So like Resident Evil Nemesis, is it better than Turok? I don't know. That's where I would be at, right? Like I would just be like, based on the frustration I had, especially in the catacombs of doing that stupid maze and having like the 12 times I swam up that stupid water column. Does that bug me enough to make it like, I think that's the pocket I would like to put it in, like right here ish.
Okay. Yeah. I got no problem with that. You could slap it, like, even just, you could put it behind Star Fox 64 because that's a very prestigious game, and like that's the best Star Fox game.
Yeah.
Maybe this is the best Turok game.
So I think Turok's highs are higher than Star Fox, but it has a lot of there's a lot of fat to chew off, and it does drag. It does drag, right? Sure. Whereas Star Fox 64, I could throw that in right now and play it before like Dad comes to my house in 20 minutes and be like, oh, okay, cool, awesome. But like with Turok in 20 minutes, I'd be like, I don't know, I like shot a deer and got some health and then was killed by a raptor.
Yeah, and I think Star Fox and Resident Evil 3 are games that are much easier to complete. To complete Turok is a lot of work. Yes. Like how the problem with Evo, I think, was it is a lot of work near the end, where you're just spending power points to turn on and off a tail or something so you recharge your health, because it's just a grind and you're just running out of resources, and it's difficult and it doesn't need to be.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's probably the best spot for it.
Solid. Cool. Great. I think I feel most comfortable. I think just like fun wise too. Like there are parts of Turok I'm like, this isn't fun. Whereas Star Fox 64, you probably have fun. Red Nemesis is, yeah, okay. Yeah, I like that. That's good. That's a good spot for it. Which one stands out? Why is Pokemon Diamond so low on the list? Just because, like, it's not that good of a game? Oh, because of all the Geodudes. Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. And I think it was just one of those things where, like, yeah, we're in another section with more Geodudes. And it was like, just like 5 sections like that in a row. And it was like,
Yeah.
I feel like they just kept spreading the paste too thin. Like, you gotta have something that holds me here. Like, you can't keep spreading it. It just,
And
I don't need Geodudes.
One big flaw on this list, too, is it's going to be really hard to re-rank Pokemon Snap when we play it next year. So at some point, I should just, like, subtly, like, sneak Pokemon Snap off the list. And then we'll be very surprised when it pops up next year.
Well, this is probably the best time to do it. Because you do this now, then we'll forget about it by the time we record the next podcast. And then we'll be like, wait a minute, is it even here?
I don't even know where it went. Like, was it behind Dr. Mario?
I don't know.
Okay, cool. I think that's where it was. We'll leave it for now. It might disappear in the future when I'm not so. I'll leave it a week or a couple months, and then I'll do it so sneakily. So, but I think that's it. That's our show. So that's where Turok ranks. Yay.
Yep. It's a good game. Check it out if you haven't played it in a while, or if you've never played it.
Yeah.
I think it's a fun retro first-person
Buy one of the
shooter
cheap
with lots of-
remasters. You'll love it.
Seriously, and you can get them for like maybe $8 or $9. You might be able to grab both of them right now in a bundle for about less than that.
Solid. Cool.
Oh.
All right.
Yep.
Okay. Bye, guys.
See you.